For all the joy that football has brought us, there is still unfortunately a huge battle with racism in the sport that continues to this day. But in the late 1970s, 3 black players would join West Bromwich Albion in a huge moment for ethnic minorities in professional football that would change the game forever. This is the story of Batson, Cunningham and Regis, the 3 degrees. In 1977, striker Cyril Regis would sign for West Brom. It was a time where there were very few black players in English football, but this move would go a huge way towards changing that. Regis scored twice on his debut in a League Cup match against Rotherham. Regis was born in French Guiana and moved to England with his family when he was a young boy. He trained as an electrician before beginning his professional career. He was soon joined by winger Laurie Cunningham. Cunningham was born in London and was of Jamaican descent. He had impressed in his time as Leyton Orient, renowned for his pace and skills. After Ron Atkinson joined West Brom as manager in 1978, he brought defender Brendan Batson with him, with the two having previously worked together at Cambridge. West Brom would soon become the first club to simultaneously field 3 black players together on a regular basis. Atkinson coined the name the 3 degrees for the trio, after the American soul group. The 3 players worked brilliantly for the Baggies. Cunningham's skill on the wing helped him deliver the ideal service for Regis up front, whilst Batson served as a no-nonsense defender. West Brom impressed, at one point sitting in first place in the top flight, before finishing 3rd. They would also reach the quarter-finals of the UEFA Cup and defeat Manchester United 5-3 in a league game at Old Trafford. Having 3 black players on the pitch helped to usher in a new generation of ethnic minority fans at the Hawthorns, who felt they could identify with these players. Their ability also proved many wrongly held beliefs wrong. Many black players would be overlooked when it came to recruitment, with there being a wrongful assumption that black players did not possess the same footballing ability as white players. But Regis's goals, Cunningham's skills and Batson's defence proved that football was for everyone. Laurie Cunningham also reached a huge landmark when he was capped for England for the first time in 1979. That being said though, the abuse that these players faced was horrific. There were many instances of bananas being thrown at the 3 by opposition fans, as well as constant heckles of the N-word. Cunningham once received a petrol bomb in his front doorstep as a result of his highly publicised relationship with his white fiancée, Nikki Brown, and was seen calmly stamping out the flames of the bomb as if it was something he did every day. Baggies midfielder Brian Robson often received hate mail himself, being asked how he could tolerate having black teammates. The players were also often confronted by members of the fascist political party, the National Front, when entering the stadium for away games. And before he made his England debut, Regis received a letter in the post saying that if he stepped foot on the Wembley turf, he would get one of these through his knees. The letter contained a bullet. The authorities did little to confront the issues, and so the players unfortunately had to deal with it themselves. They let their football do the talking, and slowly some fans came to their senses and realised how good the players were. Laurie Cunningham joined Real Madrid in 1979 for a fee just short of $1 million, and this move made him only the 2nd black player to turn out for Real Madrid, as well as their first ever British player. Whilst he struggled with injuries at the Bernabeu, he would still help them to silverware, scoring twice on his debut as the club finished the season with a league and cup double. Batson would retire at West Brom in 1982, whilst Regis had moved to Coventry City, where he won his only major trophy with the FA Cup in 1987. Johan Cruyff was so impressed with Regis that he attempted to sign for Ajax to replace Marco van Basten. Over the next decade, it was clear to see the impact the 3 degrees had on English football. In 1982, Luther Blissett became the first ever black player to score for England, and Paul Ince became the first black player to captain England in 1993. By the 1990s, there were far more black players playing in the top flight, and the amount continues to grow to this day. At the time the 3 degrees joined West Brom, there were around 50 professional black players in the whole Football League. Today, it is estimated that 25% of players across the Football League are from BAME backgrounds. Racism remains a huge problem across football, but the 3 degrees won a huge battle in the war Together, they stood up to the bigotry that was there and showed that players from ethnic minorities were just as capable as anyone else, and they inspired a whole generation of BAME players to take to the field. Football since has continued to increase hugely in its diversity, and whilst there is still a long way to go in the war against racism, Brendan Batson, Laurie Cunningham and Cyril Regis were able to show that football is for everyone.